Hey, this presentation is going to briefly be on safety instructions and behavior rules for school bus riders. So I'm going to read this to you and bear with me. School bus transportation is a privilege. The safety and welfare of student riders depends on proper behavior and observance of the following rules. Any people who violates any of these rules may have their privilege of bus transportation denied. The rules apply to student activity trips as well as regular bus routes. The driver is in full charge of the bus and its passengers and has authority to enforce all of the rules. Respect the authority of the bus driver by obeying promptly and courteously. Students are to refrain from unnecessary conversation with the driver. Students must be on time at the bus stop or loading station. The bus will not wait for those who are tardy. Do not run after a bus. Drivers will not stop for anyone running after a bus. Do not stand in the road or on the curb when waiting for a bus. Wait for the bus to come to a complete stop before trying to get on or off the bus. If a student must cross the road, the student should wait for the driver to signal with his or her hand when she has determined that all traffic has stopped. Always cross at least 10 feet in front of the bus, whether boarding or departing. After departing the bus in the afternoon, students should immediately go directly home. After boarding the bus, sit down and remain seated until the bus reaches students' stop. The driver will assign seats, and students shall sit in the seats assigned to them. No fighting, pushing, tripping, kicking, bullying, sexual harassment, etc. will be tolerated on the bus. No student will be allowed to use tobacco, drugs, alcohol, or light matches or lighters on the bus. No loud or boisterous speech, swearing, or shouting on the bus or out of the windows will be allowed. Rude and abusive language will not be tolerated. Do not sit with more than the proper number in one seat. Do not extend any part of a student's body out of the bus windows. Do not throw anything in or out of the bus window. Any damages or costs incurred by a student throwing an object out of the bus will be the responsibility of the student's parents or guardians and not the Caddo Parish School Board. Do not eat or drink on the bus. Do not bring live animals, reptiles, insects, etc. on the bus. Do not bring firearms, knives, explosive devices, firecrackers, glass objects other than eyeglasses, or other dangerous materials aboard the bus. Treat the bus with respect. The student or his or her parents will pay for any damages to the bus. Keep the aisle clear. Store personal items on your lap or under the seat. Keep the bus clean. Use handrails when boarding or departing the bus. In the morning, students will be discharged only after the regularly designated school stop. No student will be allowed to get off at any other place. In the afternoon, students will be discharged only at their regularly designated school stop. If other arrangements have been made, a note of parental permission must be presented to the principal prior to such a needed change. The principal will then notify the bus driver in writing. Space must be available on the bus. Students transported to an athletic, academic, or co-curricular activity will return to the point of departure on the bus. Exceptions can be made by school administration only. The primary focus of the bus driver is to operate the bus safely. Occasionally, the bus driver may not be aware of all situations occurring on the bus. Therefore, the board encourages all students and parents to report inappropriate behavior, such as bullying or sexual harassment, to the bus driver or an administrator at the school immediately. No cell phones or electronic communication devices are to be possessed or used on the bus except as authorized by board policy. In summary, no distracting or dangerous activity will be allowed on the bus. Now, with regards to the emergency exits from the bus, there may be times when the riders on a bus must perform an emergency evacuation. The following are the ways in which a bus may be evacuated. Number 1, everyone exits the front door. Number 2, everyone exits the rear door. Number 3, the front half of the bus exits the front door and the rear half exits the rear door. Number 4, some buses have additional exits such as side doors, and those may be utilized. Mandatory evacuations. These are the conditions under which a mandatory evacuation may occur. The bus is on fire or in danger of becoming on fire. The final stopping point of the bus is in the path of a train or adjacent to railroad tracks. The stop position of the bus is dangerous or in danger of changing, such as coming to rest near a body of water or near the edge of a cliff. The stopped position of the bus is such that there is a danger of collision. A position over a hill or around a curve in which there is not a visibility of 300 feet or more will be considered a reason for evacuation. Riders should evacuate per the instruction of the bus driver. If the driver is incapacitated, riders should evacuate in the quickest and safest manner. Riders are not to take lunch boxes, books, etc. with them when they evacuate the bus. Getting off safely in the shortest amount of time and in an orderly fashion is the objective.